Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am once again live. And this live is a reminder to remind everyone that tomorrow we will have a special legendary guest on the show, Jim Lampley. Okay, we will go live for that. Me and Jay Roos introducing Jim Lampley to the platform. However, it will be members only that are able to respond. So if you have any type of uh, request or question, you have to be a member in order to respond because it's a members only live. Okay, so um, if you guys wanted to join, of course, the join button is right there at the top of my channel, so you guys can gladly come aboard, listen to the live stream, listen to Jim Lampley tell historic stories of his rise and his adventure during the sport of boxing. You know, Jim Lampley is one of those guys that inspired me to even start a channel because it was either boxing or boxing commentation. So, of course, I did a little bit of both, and I like the way over the years since I was a kid listening to Jim Lampley do his thing. Whitey McCrackerson, Kurt Fury, unretired. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I just done the video on it. I just done the video on it. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be now. It's going to be possibly next year. So, yes, I heard the news about Tyson the Gypsy King Fury coming out of retirement, but everyone knew that was a kind of a temporary thing that he was going to do. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's Tyson the Gypsy King. No, I didn't post it yet, man. I finished it. I've done 4 or 5 videos since I came back from the gym. You can't post everything at one time. It's just impossible. I am a machine. I get it in, right? Alex, hello. Counterpunch to you. Um, but no, Jim Lampley will be live tomorrow. Okay. So that's 9 p.m. British Standard Time. That is 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, so if you guys want to come aboard, that's what it is. Jim Lampley will be in the building. Me, Jay Roos, will be tag teaming that particular interview, and I'm just great to be a part of it. FIFA Junior, this is a boxing channel. It is, and I'm a boxing man. You are great, FIFA. See you tomorrow. Hopefully, if you guys join the members only, you guys get full access. You get to ask questions. Please be respectful on the overall platform, which is the interview. So I will be going live 3 o'clock tomorrow. It will be something historic. We've been working on Jim Lampley a while. He's a very, very busy man. So I'm glad I got the opportunity to finally get him on the platform so we can definitely take a look. You will be able to watch the interview. It just won't be live with the rest of the members only. Okay, so if that makes sense. So the members only will be able to respond. Oi, bastard, when you come into Pakistan, stop talking much like these and listen. Okay, I don't know what that means. But yeah, this is just a reminder. I hope everyone is well. We had some very interesting stuff in the sport of boxing. Jarrell Miller, Deontay Wilder, Moses Atoma, more of the Dillian White situation. Frank Warren, Daniel Dubois, Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. These fights are coming up, and I can't wait to cover these fights. And it looks like these fights aren't getting here fast enough, if you guys know what I mean. But yeah, if you guys, sure, join, become a member. We have different tiers, cheaper than a cup of coffee. Come aboard so we can enjoy the legendary Jim Lampley do his thing. FIFA Junior, you're from Scotland. Counterpunch to you. AJ is ducking Big Baby. Maybe. Bars. AJ's not fighting anyone. He just had that surgery, right? So. But no, man, I'm excited about it. Jay Roos is excited about it. So we're gonna start. It's gonna be nice. Gonna be real nice. Going to be real nice. No, I think AJ said he never wants to give Miller a paycheck. I mean, I don't think that's relevant. I mean, I think it's stupid because if AJ, oh, I don't want to give him a paycheck. Well, I mean, you was gonna give him a paycheck then. You was gonna give Dillian White a paycheck. Hell, you gave Robert Hellenius that fucked you all up a paycheck, and all of those dudes tested dirty. All of them, every last one of them. So I mean, I don't, like, why would you care about getting him a paycheck? I know you dislike the guy, but I think it's worth giving him a paycheck to give him an ass whooping. If I'm Anthony Joshua and I know I dislike Jarrell Miller like that, don't be passive and don't try to do something that fighters did to you. And we all know the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder relationship was based on the fact that they were trying to freeze AJ out. So they were trying to make the WBC pinnacle because that was what they were fighting for, and then let AJ have the rest of the belts, and the belts supposed to be not as worthy because he was holding them. We all know that thing. We all know what happened in that situation, and they offered him all that money. They didn't take it, and at the end of the day, they ended up with each other. And then both of those guys only really went as far as each other, because Tyson Fury really didn't win a fight worth of shit after that, except the Dillian White fight. And you question, where was Dillian White in 2022? How good was Dillian White? Because in 23, he looked like trash against Jermaine Franklin. Then you're like, okay, well, how good was Dillian White when Tyson Fury beat him? So, back to AJ. If AJ wants to do justice to boxing, if he really wants to do justice for boxing and himself, he would definitely take on Jarrell Miller. That's unfinished business. That's the fight he should have fought in Madison Square Garden, with it selling out the way it did, record-breaking sellout times, record-breaking venue. Nobody has done that. I don't think anybody has done that. Marlon Thornell, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Stay tuned. Please be there for the interview tomorrow. You are a member, so you will be live with us, me, Jim Lampley, Jay Roos. We will be listening to Jim Lampley, interviewing Jim Lampley. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Fury would batter AJ. Quan Big Guns, why is Fury still scared of AJ? No one is interested in Usyk whooping Fury again. Well, obviously Turkey Al-Ashik is. And I don't know why that fight is still a thing for Turkey. I don't get that. Pootie Loon beat up Moses Atoma in the amateurs. AJ versus Dubois was a strange fight. Mickey the Tool. What time, Kurt? Didn't want to miss it. It's 9 British Standard Time. So if you're in the UK, it's at 9 p.m. So it's 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. British Standard Time. So it is what it is. When you and Hatman coming, Pakistan bastard. I don't know what that means. I don't know what Pakistan bastard is. Whitey McCrackerson, hit the like button, people. Skrilla 50. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Skrilla 50 in the building. Let me see if I'm talking rubbish. Which makes sense. Miller doesn't deserve to make money from AJ. He's going to make money anyway. I mean, and you got a guy that's still there. It would have been more or better that he was still undefeated. But I don't think it really matters now because Danny Dubois beat them both. So, I think if anything, Jarrell Miller is still there. He's still a problem. And I think fights still need to happen. I mean, that's what they do. They fight. These picking and choosing, I don't want to give them a payday. I don't want to. Bro, you've done that to so many people that cheated already, that tried to cheat you already, that cheated you already with drugs in their system already. They caught them after instead of before. And I know it's a dislike that AJ has for Miller. AJ came over here with a certain character standard, but then we seen Jarrell Miller able to bring him out of whatever he was trying to not go into. Greedy Belly Man, Mr. Fury, give me 300,000. No, 300 million. Hey, Turkey, where's my money? Triple D will break Usyk's deke these time. Okay. Dubois fans are in hyper cope mode. Bro, they be pushing your hairline back. Huh? No. It's just I comb it back. So, no, man. Overall, I do think that that a lot of fights should happen. You know, if we got to have one of these fights, Jarrell Miller has to have a fight. Jared Anderson, I don't really know what to say about Jared. He should want to fight Big Baby, but then again, you know, he may not want that fight. At least he has a hairline. I don't even have one. I mean, it is what it is, man. It's just fucking hair, dude. Triple D gonna do it. Skrilla 50. Guess what? Yeah, that's cool stuff. Miller, Big Bang, Zang. I don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem with Big Bang, Zang, and Miller. And you know what's crazy though? Zang has already cracked one heavy, hard ass rock of a chin of Joe the Juggernaut Joyce. He snatched the Juggernaut away from Joyce. It's just Joe Joyce now. Mm-hmm. So be careful with that. Be careful with that fight. Miller versus Caballo. Be careful with that. See, look, if Miller takes on Caballo, he's going to have to take it to Caballo, but he's going to have to be smart because what we learned about Caballo, it don't matter what type of blubber, protection, fat, lard, none of that's going to matter when he starts punching you to your gut. Because pretty soon he's going to start penetrating them kidneys in that liver, in that gallbladder. See, people talk about the liver shot all day long, but people, you need to understand, if you get hit in the gallbladder, which is right here, that's your gallbladder. If you get hit in that gallbladder, oh, your ass will go down too. See, everybody thought that Ryan Garcia went down from a liver shot from Tank Davis. No, he went down from a gallbladder shot. Bah! Caught him right there. And that's when he, and then took a knee. Yeah, same thing. Zang be deleting guys' names. Ye be taking them out, bro. And then they're not the same people anymore. Miller should fight Wardley. Miller can beat him. Well, me personally, I think that fight should happen since it was supposed to happen in the first place. That's why I want AJ versus Miller. You know what I'm saying? It was different circumstances, but Miller should fight Fabio. I was pissed that all these Miller fights have been deleted. One was because of the outside political garbage with Salita. You guys remember Salita? Salita was a factor because he was still promoting Jarrell Miller. Massive, big, strong Tank Miller. Caballo would beat the drugs out of Miller. Caballo would beat a lot of stuff out of a lot of fighters. Miller pull-out game is revealing glass belly Thurman. Man, I'm trying to tell you, the reigning and defending boogeyman of the division is Aget Caballo. It's not Martin McCauley. We've seen Martin McCauley beatable. We've seen him knocked out. We've seen him gas out. It's not him. Okay, he's been beaten twice, in my opinion. Because Effie Ajagba deserves a lot more. Effie Ajagba should be fighting Joseph Parker. If Joseph Parker wants a tough fight, wants a fight that keeps him sharp, wants a fight that's challenging, fight Effie Ajagba with the new form. It looked like a robot that got oil applied to his limbs and made him more loose and more mobile. But no, I get Caballero is definitely the boogeyman of the division. He is still the boogeyman. He is still the dark horse. He is still the wild card. He is that dude. People keep watch. Look, when he not, this is the third person that he's assassinated. I mean assassinated. I mean beat them down to submission. I don't mean that type of shit where he gets lucky and he lands a shot like a Wilder issue or leaves himself open like a Danny Dubois. I get Caballero beats you until you can't fight no more. Look what he did to Arslan Bekmambetov. He was the boogeyman. He was that big bear hugging wrestling ass Russian that was crazy and did the twitching and shit. And I get Caballero came in there and boxed his ass and chopped him down. And then that big tree turned into a tree trunk. Frank Sanchez, undefeated as well. That took out Effie Ajagba. And he was like, ooh, what kind of fight will this produce? Broke his ass down too. Chopped him down. Friend of mine. We all know that. And I'm trying to get him on the channel, but he doesn't have a laptop. So, you know, a lot of things is going to have to happen. He has to borrow a laptop, maybe from the Reynosos, and I'm not really cool with the Reynosos, right? So we'll see, right? Caballero is the best body puncher in the heavyweight division, hands down. Well, I know he's the most effective one. Because it's not how hard or how well, it's how well you can execute body punches. So that's probably what you meant. So, you know, me putting my 2 cents, my counter punch in there. Bill knows boxing in the building. Bill, stay tuned. Tomorrow at 3 p.m., 9 p.m. for you, I believe, if you're in UK time, we will have Jim Lampley in the building, okay? He will be on. Me and Jay Roos are going live with Jim Lampley for members only, okay? The overall interview will be later on. It will be posted at a later date, but we will be live. So for people that want to support the channel, people that want to become a member, you guys are at liberty to leave a comment and ask Mr. Jim Lampley questions about his career and the stretch of his career, because he went from NBC to ABC to Wild New World News of Sports. He's been all over the place. Okay. So definitely. CJ, what's up, champ? No one is scared of Mark Madoff. He is soft. He is soft now because his ass been broken down. He's soft now because he's been broken down. DJ Anton in the building received a membership by Marlon Thornell. Counterpunch to you. Jay Roos would also KO Jake Paul. Jay Roos is a big bat-armed guy. Yeah, Jay Roos is one of them cats. You don't want to get caught with anything close range. You got to stay back from Jay Roos, because if you don't, he's going to knock you out. Dude like that don't drink, don't smoke, what do you think that means? My guy Kurt, blessings, counterpunch to you. Quad life in the building. What's up, brother? Counterpunch. But no, definitely. Jim Lampley will be there for the members only. I will supply a link for you guys to join. But no, it's definitely worth it. We will be with him maybe about an hour. So it should be great. It should be great. But would Mark Madoff be a good movie villain? Yeah, I mean, actually he would. And if I was any of those guys like that, I mean, I would he could be, you know what? Mark Madoff could be like not the main villain. He should be like the bodyguard of the main villain. You know what I mean? Mark Madoff's big, he's huge, but and we didn't. And who gave I get Caballero a chance against Mark Madoff? Just be real though, because I didn't. I thought I'll get Caballero. Oh yeah, that dude that was gonna fight Tyson Fury 3 years ago that never got the opportunity mysteriously is going to fight Mark Madoff. That's has been chopping people and awkwardly battering them to the ground and knocking them out, and you know what I mean. He's so yeah, he's awkward and he hits hard and he's huge and he's massive and he's a unit and he's aggressive. And I get Caballero took that dude apart. Then Cuban Flash apart. Then Zili Zhang, which him and Zili Zhang were kind of runners up to be the next boogeyman, but Joseph Parker beat Zhang. So after the two victories over Joe Joyce, you're like, okay, well, what's Zili Zhang going to do? Well, Zili Zhang fought Joseph Parker, and Joseph Parker proved to be more than meets the eye. Okay, he used his speed, his youth, his conditioning to stay in there, his heart to stay in there with Zili Zhang and beat Zili Zhang on points. Okay, then he knocks out Deontay Wilder. So yeah, he's been putting whoopings on guys here and there and everywhere, right? Fury is lucky that he didn't cross paths with Caballero. Yeah, he is, and that would have been something that the LDBC would have triumphed. Oh my God! Imagine if he would have fought Aget Caballero and Caballero would have beat Tyson Fury. It's crazy because Caballero was little known. I would like to see Caballero versus someone like Andy Ruiz. I would like to see him and what he does with someone like Andy because Andy's not too mobile. And the thing is, Caballero, when he wants to, is very, very mobile. He can move. See, he can move. He likes to fight on the inside, but he does this little distance game where he pretty much he has you at a distance where he can punch you from the outside and he knows where to hit you on the inside. So it's a beautiful thing to see Caballero work because he's more than just a Mickey Ward. He's a guy that could also box. He's a guy that also, has had the ability to use movement. And Andy ain't got that. Andy's like one of them dudes that got good upper body movement, but at the same time, he don't have the footwork to get over at you. He has to wait for you to overcommit the shots because his arms are shorter. He got them T-Rex arms. He got those Ruslan Pravandakov arms. So he has to wait for you to overcommit like Anthony Joshua did and then nail you to one of those explosive short hooks. That's why they're so wide because he has short limbs. Okay? Again, T-Rex limbs. But fighting someone like Caballero is either bat, 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 boop, boop. You know what I mean? And then Ruiz, the game would be, can Ruiz, with the counterpunching prowess, with the explosive power, can he catch Aget Caballero, moving his ass in with those attacks? Because Aget Caballero, he's kind of different because Aget will come in and then he'll come and throw a hard left hook and then a straight right up your solar plexus. So if he does that, then that's when Andy could possibly catch him. So I would like the way that equation could be set up. You know what I mean? I would like how that fight will match. Fury loves middleweights. Will Ruiz ever lace them gloves up again, though? I mean, he has to. Because if he doesn't, it's like, what do you do? He has to get paid. He got an ex-wife to worry about. He got 4 or 5 kids. Yeah, he's going to have to fight. It's just, who will he fight? I mean, is he, along with David Benavidez, is he still with the Al Haymon, committee board? Because we haven't seen those guys in a while. I mean, they're still around, but they're not around like talking about. Turkey bringing Luke back. Yeah. I mean, don't worry. I mean, I should post it, but I've done, 4 or 5 videos that I've already posted today. YouTube's getting lazy. So if I post a video like that, and I just saw it, so I just posted it. I just edited it and all that stuff. I can't post it until probably midnight. But I am aware of it. The video is done. It will be out sooner than later. So Fury saying wants to get whooped by Usyk again is proof that he is scared of AJ and Triple D. No, if Triple D fights Usyk and gives him a good fight, but still loses, he's still better than Tyson Fury. That means that Dan Dubois has actually learned by experience of being in there with someone like Usyk. Because remember, AJ did just as well or better than in the second fight than he did the first. Well, Tyson Fury, you can't say that about Tyson. Tyson didn't come in and showing improvement. He didn't come in saying what I can do with this guy now. Okay, I know what he's up to now. I know what he's capable of now. So I'm going to do this. We didn't see that from Tyson. We've seen a slower, less active Tyson Fury. Now we did see a lot of grabbing because he tried to catch Usyk with in a certain position to nail his ass, but that didn't work. Because what Usyk did when you try to grab one of those Ukrainians, try to grab, you've seen it with Vasily. Try to grab Vasily and see what Vasily does. That dude will unhook, turn his body the opposite to you. He will shrimp out of that shit. He'll do it so fast because he doesn't like the idea of you grabbing him up and hitting him because that's what people are trying to do. That's the overall objective. Grab him because his feet are too fast and well his ass. Bars. Get him. Hit him by any means necessary. Now, we seen Tyson try that shit, but it didn't work. Because, those guys, they know how to wrestle. That's why I tell people, don't sleep on Terrence Crawford. Anybody that knows how to wrestle and then you get someone in the clinches, they're tough. Fury's pride got him hurt twice. Fury lost middleweight Buster Bunny winner. Andy versus Usyk. Andy versus Usyk. I don't know. I see Fist City. I mean, especially Usyk that's still able to punch, pressure, move. I mean, I don't see Andy because the thing about that, the only thing that I would give Andy in a situation like that is you should anticipate Alexander Usyk especially if he gets you to the 8th or 9th round. Well, those are going into the lines of the championship rounds, the final rounds. And what the habit that I seen Usyk doing is he presses the gas, so you expect him to up the pace, right? So Usyk, Usyk's one of those guys. He'll get into hyper mode. You guys ever play Street Fighter 2? And they got like Street Fighter Turbo, and then you can play it in turbo. So it's really faster. That's Usyk. He hits the turbo button on your ass, and then he'll start fainting, running and stepping towards you. That's the only thing I could give Andy is if Usyk gets too active with punches where he can be countered. Because he is upping the ante. He is closing the show. Because that's how Usyk beats people. He pressures them, he outboxes them, then he starts outworking them and outboxing them. So, the thing is, especially if he has you hurt, it's not like he's scared of you. That's what people like about Usyk. That's what you should like about Usyk. He ain't trying to box and make you just let me just take it easy and, let me move, up, slip, miss, No, he ain't like that. This dude is constantly on your ass, just trying to, come on, back. Come on. And he's fainting because he wants you to overcommit because he wants to keep scoring. And the more he scores, the more aggressive he gets. So, Usyk outboxed him light. Triple D gave him no room like Chisora. Why is Fury calling for the trilogy in England corrupt much? because he thinks he's going to get the nod in England. He thinks he's going to get the nod in England, and that's the only option he has. He wants a win against Usyk, but if he loses to Usyk again, you've lost to the same man 3 times. That does not look good for your resume. I mean, especially when there was no knockdowns, there was really no oohs and ahs, and the only oohs and ahs that we did receive was round 9. I think if Usyk gets past 9 rounds, it's over for Triple D. I think if he gets past round 6 or 7, it's over for Triple. Because see, here's the thing: what people don't notice about Triple D versus AJ, Triple D was tired. He was already tired in round 5. How do you think AJ was able to launch an attack? I mean, a small attack like he did, but it's crazy. You would think you okay. Daniel was getting tired. He was slowing down. Now, was he completely out of gas? No. But he was slowing down. So the question you ask yourself is, like Ben Davison did mention, or True Geordie. Shout out to True Geordie. He was like, well, what if he would have decided to roll the dice in round 6 or round 7 or round 8? You see what I mean? And, what if he would have tried, and where Daniel was out of gas, Daniel was like George Foreman. I've punched myself out. I've shot every wad that I had in my sack, and I'm tired. Then AJ, boom, boom. You know what I mean? That's the question. But it takes wisdom to understand when someone's tiring. But shout out to CJ Rich. He says, you're a tremendous shadow boxer, hell of a stunt man, but there's only one TBE. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the love. Fury has done nothing to get a trilogy with Usyk. No, he has not. I agree. Who would win? Who could Fury fight to earn the shot, though? That's up to who wins this month. See, if Danny Dubois wins, the whole boxing landscape changes. Usyk the dominant, Usyk the undefeated, Usyk the golden Olympian, Usyk the 2-time undisputed champion. It's time for people will shift their mindset at that point. Usyk will not be an issue no more, because now the younger, bigger, fresher fighter has beaten him. Now Usyk is not that wanting now. Don't be surprised if Usyk gets beat by Danny Dubois. That will snatch away any possible fight that Tyson Fury would have with him. Tyson Fury, in my mind, would want Alexander Usyk to beat Danny Dubois, because that makes that fight more appealing, because there is still a question that people want to know: who in Hades can beat Alexander Usyk from the UK? The UK is supposed to produce all these great heavyweight champions: AJ, Fury, Dubois, you know what I mean? Now we got Moses and Wardleys and, guys like that, even the Akalis and stuff. But we don't have someone that could yet beat the Brit Breaker. And that's Alexander Usyk. So if Daniel's able to do it, that'll snatch away any fight that we would have. But it would keep the formation of the heavyweight division going, because after that, Danny Dubois has to mandate and satisfy his mandatories. He has to fight those mandatories. He has to fight Joseph Parker then. Then he has to fight Aguet Cabello. And those are not going to be easy fights for Danny Dubois. Now, will he be running on a high? Yeah, he's avenged his loss. 1 out of the 2 losses that he's received. He's also the undisputed first British heavyweight champion in a 4-belt era. I understand all that. So yeah, he will be riding on a high, but how high can you ride without you crashing? Yeah. Because he's still young. You know what I mean? You've got everything that you've needed out of the sport. Now you are a 3-time champion, WBA regular, IBF, and now you're the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, being 28 years of age. Mama Lou counterpunched to you. So Fury should fight Ajagba. Fury's not going to fight anybody that he's not. Fury, look, listen. Fury only wants a particular fight. So if that fight's unavailable for him, I don't think that fight will be available. Period. So he should stay retired. Keep shadow boxing in your pool. Keep training your wife. Keep raising your kids. Make another baby. Hell, he got enough money. He'll kill little Paris. Paris is getting, man. Paris getting. you know, her wound is getting the business, people, because he ain't playing. Seven kids with the same. Wow, wow. You look like Roy Jones' big brother. That's all right. Roy Jones is my big brother. Yeah, he look like me because we from the same place. We from the South. So, yeah, he gonna look like me. They make him like us. We athletic. We strong. We got big muscles. We fight good. That's what we do. Some of us chase chickens. But, so, that's what all it is. I'll take that. Dubois will KO Usyk. Okay. If Triple D defeats Usyk, does Triple D become the greatest UK fighter of this era? No. He will become one of the most sought after right now. He will become the one guy that has, or the first since Lennox Lewis to be. He's going to be something big. But will he be the best? No. Why? Because those are other tests out there. See, when he beats Usyk, he's supposed to pick up where Usyk left off. So at that point, he's undisputed. Then he starts satisfying his mandatories. Then there's the Parker. Then there's the Aket Caballo. Then there's the Zili Zhang. Then possibly after that, you possibly may have a Jarrell Miller rematch or some shit like that. Miller's still saying Wilder and AJ are ducking him. I don't know. Joshua beat Wilder now, but it's the scared factor on Joshua's part, which he might get caught and knocked out. I want to see Wilder in another fight. I already talked to you guys and told you how I feel about Wilder. Wilder needs more prep. Wilder needs the cobwebs to be officially removed physically. I can't do nothing about the mental aspect of him. However, he needs to fight more. AJ isn't scared of Wilder. Why would either of them duck a 300-pound Devin Haney? Okay. Maybe this Devin Haney, the 300-pound one, has a pretty good chin, and he's not all that easy to knock out. If Usyk wins, Fury fights him for revenge. If Triple D wins, Fury fights him for your UK legacy. I mean, I did hear Tyson Fury state that he would fight Danny Dubois, but not for the IBF belt. He doesn't want it. He doesn't need it, and he'll tell them to stick that IBF belt where the sun don't shine. That's what he would tell them. That's exactly what he said in an interview. So, I mean, would I fancy Tyson Fury versus Danny Dubois? I mean, sure, I would. But the only problem is the problem that Fury and Dubois have fighting each other is the same problem that Wilder and Vladimir had fighting each other. They're promoted by the same people. The manager, Shelley Finkel, he managed Vladimir Klitschko and he managed Deontay Wilder. He did not want them to fight. Same thing for Frank. Frank does not want Tyson Fury to fight Danny Dubois. Why? Because there's no money in it for him, because he's eliminating the stable of fighters that he can make money off of. So why would you want to do that? Because it's either one or the other. How about this? How about you get one guy to fight someone else to another promotional company, let's say Matchroom, and then we have Danny Dubois satisfying the mandatories for being the young star. Bars. Right? No, Miller definitely isn't an easy KO, but he's definitely there to be hit and hit a lot. That's true. I don't see people missing Jarrell Miller, but I think that's the overall idea of Miller, which makes him so durable. He knows and expects to get hit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so he knows like, okay, I can take this shot, and especially if you expect to get hit, you see punches coming. When you see punches coming psychologically, um, you're able to withstand punches because it's expect bow bow. Okay, here we go. Do 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 do. Come on, what you got? And a guy, big boned guy like that, like Miller, you know. But understand, I think the Devin Haney comparison, he hits a lot harder than people think he does. He just doesn't hit hard like we think he should hit based on his weight. See, you expect someone 300 pounds, one punch should knock you out, but it doesn't knock you out. It may stun you. But shit, if you throw 50 punches around, he's going to be a problem. Especially if he's able to push and tug and bully you around the ring like he did Ruiz. Because a lot of times Ruiz couldn't get off because he was getting forced back. It was like a hippopotamus pushing a warthog. You know what I mean? Like a hippo versus a warthog. And he was pushing Andy back, and then he was back, 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 back. And he was catching Andy while he was using his size to corner his ass and to shove him into corners. So, seems like Miller would have more power for his size, though. That's the point. See, people call him a guy that can't punch based on how big he is. Who would you like to see Parker fight? Efe Ajagba. Because Efe Ajagba deserves a shot at some type of title based on the decision that Martin McCauley made, which was no fault of his own. So Parker should fight Efe Ajagba, keep this shit sharp, keep it competitive. None of these little cutting corner easy ass fights. I don't care for any of those no more. Parker, what made Parker, he was fighting guys like Zhang and guys like Bakali. He fought the two biggest giants, the African giant, the Chinese giant. How about the other African giant that beat the other African giant? They both fought the same fighter, and I feel they both won. Well, Parker definitely won by KO. But so they should come together, make a fight. Efe Ajagba versus Joseph Parker for the WBO #1. So whoever wins out of that fight should get first dibs at whoever wins the Usyk versus Dubois rematch. Parker would beat the nuts and bolts off of Ajagba, okay? But I think it wouldn't be a type of fight you think it would be. I think Ajagba would do, if he loses to Parker, I think he will make a better fight than Wilder did. You see what I mean? He's like a fresher Wilder. A lot of people used to compare Wilder to Ajagba or Ajagba to Wilder. Parker is too slick for Ajagba. Well, we'll see. We'll see what he can do in rounds 7, rounds 8, rounds 9, rounds 10. We know Ajagba has the stamina, but we're not convinced that Joseph Parker with that added weight has that. We've seen him, he's bigger, so I think he has more punching power, and I think most importantly, he has confidence in his punching power, so he's able and he's more willing to land or to sit down on his shots because he is heavier. You see what I'm saying? That's why he was swinging for the fences against Bakali, because he knows I got 20 extra pounds on my ass. I'm going to use every pound of it to try to lay this big boy out, and that's exactly what he did. Boom! So, Parker may be a newfound knockout artist based on the weight, but to what expense? Think about it. He may be able to knock people out, sure, but in the long run, the expense of what? Losing stamina. Because you still got to carry 20 extra pounds around on you, especially in a competitive fight with somebody that is able to move, that ain't getting tired, that ain't got an extra added 20 pounds on their ass, but you do? Oh yeah, that's going to be a hell of a fight. And I want people to think about that. If Sanchez's legs were healed, he'll surprise some people. I believe that. I believe that, and I think these guys should fight. I think it's too many avenues of fighters, and I think there's a slew of fighters that are not getting opportunities that they're supposed to. Just based on the politics, the Al Heyman, collapse, Turkey Al Sheikh coming aboard and only wanting to see certain fights, which I think Dana White, and I was hoping Dana White would come with some type of structure that would allow, rightfully fighters to fight these type of fighters based on a ranking system. But we haven't really seen that yet because, this is boxing, the sport that I love, that I hate so much. Zapata about to beat Shakur. Uh-oh. Zapata is prime triple G. Uh-oh. Sanchez, Shakur underrated. Shakur is pretty good. I worry about his hands. He surprised me against that, but I seen firsthand. This dude doesn't want to engage because he's damaged. But if he's that damaged, he needs to step out and heal. And I don't know what's going on with his life. I don't know how many people he got to take care of. But understand something about boxers, people. They take care of a lot of people that you don't realize that they take care of. They take care of mama. They take care of daddy. They take care of their brother. They take care of their uncle. They take care of their team. They take care of the sanctioning fees. They take care of sanctioning fees. They take care of all this shit. Taxes. Oh, yeah. Remember that? That's a big chunk right there. Oh, yeah. Thank you for nothing. We did nothing for you, but we want your money. Taxes. The only two things are certain: death and taxes. Do you believe that what AJ said about making a big splash next year? I don't know. I just think he needs to make some big cash next year. I think a big splash for AJ is big cash for AJ. You know what I'm saying? Because AJ can't lose again and still be looked at the same, because people are still looking at him like, okay, you got to show us something. Ali took care of 39 people. Yeah. Teofimo Lopez, he used to take care of his in-laws and shit. They were a bunch of money-grubbing ass vultures. You know what I mean? And him at the same time turning down rematches with Lomachenko with high career payday money, which was stupid as fuck. I'm sorry, I was just dumb. So a lot of that he brought on himself. Oh man, you be using me, yo. Yeah. You weren't using your brain when you beat Lomachenko. If you were going to win or lose, you would have still got career high payday money, like $5-10 million. That's enough to take care of a lot of people for a long time if they were going to stick around for you to take care of them. Or do you put your foot down and say, you know what? I'm not taking care of you, and I'm not taking care of your in-laws, my in-laws no more. I'm not taking care of your mom and your daddy. Let them get a damn job. The only big splash AJ will make next year is when he jumps into a pool. Damn. Jake Paul wants to fight AJ. AJ would beat him in the first round. Yeah. Bro, I've done a video. Did I do a video on it? I do so many videos to the point where like I forget sometimes. But I've done a video on that, and that's the thing people talk about. Another thing that people don't talk about before I jump off of here is the Zerto fight. Zerto and Jake Paul, they did a face-off together, which isn't so promising for a unification of Jayapataya and Ramirez, because Ramirez is facing off against Jake Paul. Why? Why? Because y'all are on the same card? Everybody know what the hell's going on with that. People need to stop talking about Jake. They're not going to stop talking about Jake Paul. So, it is what it is, my good peeps. Jake just throws names around for clout. Yeah, maybe he does, but, and it's crazy. The shit is still working. It's still working. Jack's man in the building. Counterpunch to you, brother. But no, I'm glad you guys came about. I hope I got the news out. Jim Lampley will be live for members only for the live. So if you wanted to comment or ask questions to Jim Lampley, you have to be a member. So stay tuned for that. Again, that is 9 p.m. British Standard Time, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, guys, stay tuned for tomorrow. Stay tuned for more videos. Of course, we got videos that we've partially talked about during this live session, so stay tuned for that. I'm getting off of here. Be blessed and see you guys tomorrow for the big interview with Jim Lampley. Please like and share, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!